Welcome to my channel, where your adventure into the future starts right now. Step into a vibrant universe filled with groundbreaking technology, breathtaking alien landscapes, and exhilarating sci-fi narratives that challenge your imagination. From daring explorations of distant galaxies to haunting journeys through dystopian societies, we uncover the most captivating stories and innovative ideas that will shape the world of tomorrow. Subscribe today and join us on an incredible intergalactic voyage that promises to inspire and thrill. Humanity's ability to survive against seemingly insurmountable odds has always been the hallmark of their species. From their early days as fragile creatures, struggling to make their mark in a hostile world, they fought to endure, adapt, and thrive. Their incredible resilience saw them through the ice ages, the plagues, the wars, and the environmental catastrophes that could have wiped them from existence. But it was in the field of medicine that humanity's true potential began to shine on a galactic scale. The advancements they made in understanding life, disease, and healing would not only revolutionize their own civilization but would ultimately save entire species from the brink of extinction. In the earliest days of space exploration, when humanity had just begun to venture beyond the confines of their own solar system, they encountered alien civilizations that were both wondrous and terrifying. Some were far more advanced than humanity, their technology far beyond what Earth's brightest minds had even imagined possible. But with all their advances, these alien species, despite their incredible strengths, were often fragile in ways humanity had never anticipated. In some cases, these races had evolved on planets with harsh environments that had shaped their biology in ways that made them susceptible to diseases that humans had long since conquered. The most devastating encounter came when humanity made first contact with a race known as the Zal-Thursday. The Zal-Thursday were a peaceful, highly intelligent species with a vast, thriving civilization spread across multiple planets. They had a deep connection to the natural world and prided themselves on their biological advancements. However, they had never been exposed to the kind of pathogens that humans had evolved to withstand. The Zal-Thursday had immune systems unlike anything Earth had ever seen, perfectly adapted to their native planet, but woefully unprepared for the diverse array of diseases that existed throughout the galaxy. When humanity's ships arrived on the Zal-Thursday homeworld, the first interaction was one of awe and excitement. However, it quickly became clear that the Zal-Thursday had no resistance to the bacteria, viruses, and even fungi that humans had long coexisted with. What seemed like a minor cold to a human was a deadly pathogen to the Zal-Thursday. In the first few years after contact, outbreaks of disease began to spread among their population at an alarming rate, devastating entire colonies. Despite their technological prowess, the Zal-Thursday had no way to combat these diseases. Their medical technology was advanced in many respects, but they had no defense against the microorganisms that thrived in the galaxy's ecosystems. The situation grew worse with each passing month. Entire cities fell silent as the Zal-Thursday succumbed to illnesses that their immune systems could not handle. The extinction of an entire species seemed imminent. Desperation set in. As their numbers dwindled, the Zal-Thursday leaders sent an urgent message to Earth, requesting humanity's assistance. Humans had faced their own share of pandemics throughout history: smallpox, tuberculosis, the Black Death, but they had long since overcome these challenges through innovation, medical breakthroughs, and the development of vaccines and antibiotics. The Zal-Thursday knew that humanity's history of survival and medical advancement might be their last hope. The human response was swift. Earth's medical community, alongside their scientific and technological experts, began to work together to find a solution. The first challenge was understanding the alien physiology of the Zal-Thursday. The species was unlike anything humanity had ever encountered, vastly different from humans in their biology, immune response, and even the way their cells functioned. It took years of research to develop a deep understanding of their unique biology. However, humans had something that the Zal-Thursday lacked: a centuries-old tradition of research, scientific inquiry, and collaboration. Human medicine, which had progressed from rudimentary herbal remedies to advanced surgical techniques and gene editing, was now tasked with saving an entire species. The Earth scientists began by isolating the pathogens that were killing the Zal Thursday. The pathogens themselves were not unusual. They were similar to the bacteria and viruses that had once ravaged Earth before the development of antibiotics and vaccines. However, the problem lay in the Zal Thursday's lack of an immune system capable of mounting an effective response. The first breakthrough came when a team of Earth's top biologists and medical researchers managed to synthesize a synthetic antibody tailored to the Zal Thursday's immune system. It was not an easy task. The genetic code of the Zal Thursday was unlike anything humans had worked with before, but their knowledge of molecular biology and immunology allowed them to adapt quickly. The synthetic antibodies were able to recognize and neutralize the deadly pathogens in the Zal Thursday's bodies, giving their immune systems the time they needed to fight off the infection naturally. But that was just the first step. Humanity's medical experts had to go further, developing a comprehensive treatment plan for the Zal Thursday that not only involved curing the disease, but also helping to rebuild their immune systems from the ground up. Earth's doctors developed a series of immunotherapies that included everything from boosting the Zal Thursday's innate immune responses to reprogramming their genetic codes to better protect them from future diseases. After years of collaboration and struggle, humanity's medical breakthroughs began to have an effect. The first Zal Thursday patients began to recover. Slowly at first, then in greater numbers. The scientists on Earth had not just created a cure, they had developed an entire medical protocol that could be used to treat the Zal Thursday and any other species that might find themselves vulnerable to Earth's pathogens in the future. The Zal Thursday leaders, once on the brink of despair, now saw a glimmer of hope. They had been saved, not through their own knowledge or technology, but through the generosity and brilliance of humanity. The gratitude from the Zal Thursday people was overwhelming. They had seen their entire civilization on the verge of extinction, but humanity had stepped in and given them a chance to survive. The Zal Thursday were forever indebted to the human race for saving their kind. This event marked a turning point in the history of the galaxy. As word spread, many other alien species began to look to humanity for help. Over the centuries, humanity's medical advancements became a cornerstone of intergalactic relations. The human species, once small and struggling to survive on a single planet, had now become the galaxy's healers, its guardians of health and life. As humanity's reputation spread, new challenges arose. Humanity's medical expertise was in demand, but it was not always easy to apply these solutions to other species. The galaxy was a vast and diverse place, home to creatures whose biology was far stranger than even the Zal Thursday. There were species with radically different physiologies, immune systems that humans could barely comprehend, and environments that challenged human understanding of biology. Yet, with every new problem, humanity's doctors, biologists, and geneticists rose to the occasion. One of the most difficult challenges came when humanity was asked to help a species known as the Valkorians. The Valkorians were a gaseous life form, existing as sentient clouds of plasma. They did not have solid bodies or traditional immune systems. Their biology was entirely different from anything Earth had encountered, and the pathogens that plagued them were unlike anything that had ever been seen before. Yet, through their extensive knowledge of chemistry, physics, and biology, Earth scientists devised a way to synthesize a cure. They created a type of nanobot capable of interacting with the Valkorian plasma in ways that allowed it to neutralize harmful microorganisms without harming the life form itself. The Valkorians were astonished by humanity's ingenuity. To them, Earth's medical scientists seemed like gods able to conquer the very laws of biology and chemistry in ways that had never been imagined. For many species, humanity had become synonymous with hope, healing, and the possibility of survival, no matter how dire the situation seemed. One of the most profound moments came when an ancient species known as the Quellians, the race that had been scattered across the galaxy due to a centuries-long war, found themselves on the brink of extinction due to a genetic disease that had ravaged their population. The disease was caused by a defect in their DNA that had been passed down through generations, and it was slowly killing off their kind. They had tried everything, from advanced genetic treatments to finding a cure in their ancient texts, but all had failed. They had reached the point where their species was nearly gone, with only a few hundred individuals left. Desperate, the Quellians turned to humanity, who had become known as the most advanced medical civilization in the galaxy. The Quellians did not have the knowledge to fix their genetic problem on their own, but humanity had pioneered techniques in gene editing, CRISPR technology, and stem cell research that had revolutionized Earth's medical landscape. Within months, humanity had sequenced the Quellian genome and identified the genetic flaw that caused the disease. They used advanced gene therapies to repair the Quellian DNA, and for the first time in centuries, the disease was eradicated. The Quellians were saved. Humanity had not only become the first to develop the medical tools to save entire species, but they had become a beacon of hope for civilizations on the brink of extinction. No longer were they just a species fighting for their own survival. They had become the saviors of life, not just on Earth, but across the galaxy. As centuries passed, humanity's medical advancements continued to evolve. They learned more about the fundamental nature of life itself, unraveling the mysteries of genetics, biology, and disease. Their techniques were adopted across the galaxy, and species that had once faced extinction now flourished. Entire worlds were saved because of humanity's unyielding commitment to the preservation of life, and their medical knowledge became one of the most valuable currencies in the galaxy. Humanity's story, once one of survival against the odds, had become one of salvation. They had faced their own challenges, their own struggles, but in doing so, they had developed the tools to save others. And in saving others, they had secured their place in the history of the galaxy not just as survivors, but as healers of the cosmos. The legacy of their medical advancements would live on for millennia, ensuring that life, in all its forms, could continue to thrive across the stars.